Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. This is Dream Another Day Tarot, and this is going to be a reading for whoever needs to hear it. Please keep in mind that it is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. Take what does, leave the rest for somebody else. All my other disclaimers are down in the description box below, so feel free to go check those out. That's also where you'll find how to reach me for a personal reading, how to drop me a donation, all that sort of thing. If you click on my link tree, just click the tarot button when you go there, and it'll take you to my tarot link tree. But I link to my main link tree down there so that you guys can see all my other projects and all my other socials if you want to go and support me over there. I do a lot more than tarot, so if you guys are interested, feel free to go check it out, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get into this reading. Thanks for being here. I hope y'all are well out there. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. I appreciate all of you. My long form videos definitely don't get as much traffic as I would like. So if you do watch them and you do enjoy them, please do make sure you hit those buttons before you leave. It makes a big difference in growing my channel, and so these messages reach more people. You can also check me out on TikTok. I do shorter readings over there if you enjoy that sort of thing. So check this out. We've got the Empress jumping out of the deck. The Empress is all about abundance, okay, and attracting what it is that you want to see in the world, or what you want to see in your world, okay? The Empress is someone who receives, okay, and rules also. Like, this is about ruling your own space, having this personal power. The Empress is a really powerful card to hop out right at the beginning of a reading. So all right, let's do this thing. We've also got the Devil in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So this is about letting go of fear, okay? Letting go of toxicity, letting go of any type of oftentimes, y'all, like, the devil really represents being bound to a certain type of belief system, perspectives, attitudes, energies, etc., etc., etc. Oftentimes we are bound ourselves, like we bind ourselves, and we forget that we have the power to release ourselves from this sort of thing, okay? So remember that you have way more personal power than you think. It may not be easy, but it certainly is possible. So have faith in yourself. Whatever it is that you're going through, I know that you have the power to overcome it. And you know what? It's okay to ask for help. Okay? It's okay to ask for help. I know it's hard sometimes, but it's okay to ask for help. There's people out there who love you, and there's people out there who have love to give, okay? Whether you know them yet or not. You know what I mean? Just remember that the universe has endless love for you, okay? I know it can be hard to believe when we're going through hard times, but I promise you that this is always available to you, and it's within you as well. And I know that's cliche, but it's fucking true, okay? If there's anything life has taught me, it's that is a cliche for a reason, okay? So, look within, find that wellspring of abundance within you, okay? Because this is all about you right now. This is the energy, okay? So let's go ahead and keep digging deeper, okay? We're letting go of the crap, you know what I'm saying? And we're bringing in what it is we want. And, it's just kind of the ebb and flow, right? And sometimes we pick stuff up along the way that is not serving us anymore. And it's okay to put it down. It's okay to let it go. You know what I mean? So look at this. We've got the High Priestess coming out in reverse. So this talks about, our intuition being clouded, or our intuition being somewhat stunted, or perhaps, our connection to the higher power. Okay, so this I think is somewhat of an indicator, like a little bit of like a nudge to be like, hey, there may be something going on in your life that is creating this, disconnect, okay? So we're going to look deeper into what that could be. But, with the Devil coming out in reverse, it could be toxic habits, behaviors, mentality, etc., and it can cause some problems. We also have the Five of Swords coming out in the split of the deck, and that to me is really talking about, petty, argumentative, combative type of behavior, okay? And that could be you carrying that behavior around, or it could be somebody else, okay? So we're going to pull one more card from this deck, and then we're going to switch to another deck just to get some different energy on the table. But I just want 3 cards from this deck first. Yeah, if you guys do enjoy the reading, please remember to hit those buttons, y'all. It really, really does help. And I love hearing from you guys too. Thanks for everyone who drops comments and lets me know, if the reading resonated and all that sort of thing. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok too. I gotta plug myself, baby. I gotta plug myself. Look at this. We got the Six of Cups coming out in the reverse. So the Six of Cups in reverse is really, I feel like, because this is about nostalgia, the past, sweet nostalgic memories, okay? Maybe past life connections or childhood connections, right? Like beginning of life, past life. Coming out in the reverse is telling me that maybe there's some unresolved resentment is the words I'm hearing, unresolved issues of the past. And maybe that could be part of what you're letting go, the toxicity of maybe like reliving past experiences, thinking about past people, kind of like, it's almost like, guys, this is going to sound kind of fucked up, excuse my language, but like, this is something that's been coming up in my mind lately, like this term, and I don't know what this term is. I haven't Googled it, but like what is coming to me is like this idea of like emotional masturbation is the term. I'm sorry. And it's ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous, but it's been coming up as this, like, we have all of these, like, so imagine your brain is like a switchboard, okay? And you're like, the controller, right? Or like you're the DJ, right? Okay, so think about it this way. You've got all of these buttons in your brain. And when you think about certain memories or these certain neurons are firing in your brain, it's like you're creating, like, you're almost like, so imagine you hit your pleasure button. It releases endorphins and dopamine and all that sort of thing, serotonin, right? But then, you think about something that stresses you out, then it's like you're triggered and now you're releasing cortisol, you're stressed, adrenaline, right? Your brain is a switchboard. You choose the buttons you push. And I know it's easier said than done, and it takes a lot of discipline, and trust me, I'm still working on it. But the idea of this emotional masturbation, right? This term that keeps coming up in my head is like, when you think about certain things, it's like you are actually like creating those emotions, right? By clicking that button. So the idea is to try and look at that, the tower. So it's like almost like something is falling apart, okay? And I feel like it could be like your current thought process, your current belief system, anything that is holding you back. Like the tower falls for a reason. So it's not necessarily always a bad thing. It can just be kind of scary because it could be a major shakeup, whether that's like your career, your love life, your relationships, your friendships, family, like foundational type of things. But it's because things are not built on a firm foundation. So it's got to fall. You know what I'm saying? But it's a little scary, okay? But just keep your crown on straight, okay? Don't stress. Remember, you're the empress. Everything that you're going through is for your own growth, okay? So try and keep that in mind. What we want to do is try and connect deeper, right, to our inner knowing and connect to our higher power, right, the higher power. So this is really this is for your good, okay, ultimately, because you want to be in the upright, okay? So the Six of Cups in reverse is telling me that maybe this is really kind of messing with your heart space. Okay, thinking about the past is like some form of emotional masturbation, and masturbation is not bad. I'm not saying that, guys. I'm just saying that you may be creating the emotions. You know what I mean? Or you're triggering the emotions, right? You're making that happen by clicking those buttons in your brain, right? That's kind of like the vibe. So yeah, 3 cards. We're gonna switch decks, but I just want to say that it's important to not give yourself too much of a hard time. If you're recognizing these behaviors in yourself, just take it seriously enough to make the necessary changes. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's switch decks. Super interesting reading so far, guys. The vibe is different because you know what? I just saw the 5 of Cups. Yep, I knew it. Because the thing is, the 5 of Cups is about looking at the things that have gone wrong in the past, right? And, people say crying over spilled milk. Well, you know what? It might be a little bit more than spilled milk, okay? So I'm not invalidating you, but what I am saying is that the more you think about those things, it's like the more that it's going to be creating those emotions in your present day, your present life, right? Look at this, Queen of Swords, okay? Well, and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Spirits like showing both of the cards. So Queen of Swords is about creating healthy boundaries, right? Being strong, being disciplined, okay? The Queen of Swords has been through hell, but she stands on her own 2 feet anyway, and she succeeds. She is triumphant over her adversity, right? So the Queen of Swords is saying you need stronger boundaries, okay? And maybe you need to create stronger boundaries with yourself, okay? Because if you're, reminiscing and you're ruminating and you're doing all this sort of thing, Queen of Swords is the type of energy to step in and say, cut it off. You know what I mean? Cut it out And Queen of Swords cutoff game is strong, okay? So if they're like, look, that person's not in your life anymore for a reason. You cut that person off. You need to stop thinking about them, right? Or that person cut you off. You need to stop thinking about them. Whatever it is, this is about boundaries. This is about setting the record straight. This is about cutting through the crap with the truth. And the truth is, those people aren't in your life anymore for a reason. And so you need to stop thinking about them. And maybe I'm coming across a little harsh, but that's what the Queen of Swords message is right now, is you need to be strong. You need to be a warrior. You need to realize that you don't need that energy in your life anymore. And there's a reason why they're your ex. There's a reason why they're not your friend anymore. And it's not necessarily always because they're a bad person or you're a bad person. It's just because that's the way it fucking is. Okay. And if somebody isn't willing to step up to the plate and reconcile, right? Or if you left the ball in someone's court and they didn't want to play anymore, hey, that's their choice, right? So you need to stop ruminating and respect other people's choices just as much as you need to respect yourself. Okay. So just, this is about cutting it out. All right. So I know that sounds harsh, guys. I usually don't come across so harsh. And I usually approach these messages a little bit more slowly, but the vibe is like fast and high and hot and cutting through the crap. Okay. So that's the energy here. The Nine of Pentacles coming out in reverse to me is actually talking about you needing to stand on your own 2 feet a little bit more. That maybe you're struggling financially, maybe you're struggling with your independence, you're having a challenging time here, feeling safe, secure, and happy on your own. This is about someone who is single and they are thriving. Okay, thriving single. Like, honestly, guys, when it comes to money, like, the economy is crazy right now. And if you're single and thriving and doing well on your own, you're independent, you don't have any outside help, any family, significant other, friends, financial institutions loaning you money, whatever it is. If you don't have any of that stuff and you're struggling, like, do not beat yourself up about that. I'm not sitting here saying you need to work harder or you need to do better. I'm just saying that might be the position you're in, and that could be impacting you emotionally as well. So what I want to suggest to you is to assess your situation, okay? Do the math, recognize where you're falling short, and find a way to fill in those gaps, okay? Because even if the world is unfair and it is fucked up, excuse my language, and things are expensive and it's really challenging to do things on your own, if this is your only option and there is no other option, like you are just on your own, guys, then you have to find a way to survive anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like, I'm not saying that you should be on your own. I'm not saying that you should be able to handle this. I'm saying it's really challenging and it's really messed up, but you are so much smarter than you think you are. You are so much more capable than you think you are, and you 100% can overcome these obstacles and this adversity. I have full faith in you, and I really hope that you find that faith in yourself as well, because the only option is to adapt and survive, okay? Or not, okay? And failure cannot be an option, guys. Like, seriously, like, I want to be here for you. I just think that there's maybe like a lack of self-confidence that's impacting things, and you're not realizing who the F you are here. You know what I mean? Like, you're capable and you're worthy, and you don't deserve to go through this adversity just as much as none of us deserve to go through this. But if that is something you're going through, then you need to look for that wellspring within. You need to dive deep and really pull that, that out of yourself and say, look, you know what, now's go time. It's time to buckle down. It's time to put my nose to the grindstone. It's time to also call those things in, call in those universal favors. You know what I mean? Be like, look, hey, you know what I mean? I have a lot that I need to do, or there's a lot of gaps that I need to fill in, or, I'm having a challenging time, whatever. Call in those favors, those universal favors, right? Especially with like the Magician coming out, that's really about like using what you have to make something out of nothing, basically, or you have everything you need to build the life that you want. Okay, so let's go ahead and go deeper here. Wow, look at that, the Fool card. So the Fool is coming out saying it's time for a new beginning. It's time for a fresh start. Possibly for some of you, it's time for a leap of faith. Okay, so this is about reaching for your goals, reaching for your dreams, moving into a direction that's unknown to you. Okay, and the Fool is also someone who's optimistic. They're exuberant. They're ready for something new. Some of them might be considered, or some people might see the Fool as being like taking a risk. This is a risk taker, an adventurer, someone who's willing to do things outside of the norm, thinking outside the box, doing all that sort of thing. But of course, it can be considered somewhat risky and dangerous. Okay, so being a risk taker comes obviously with the territory that it's risky, right? So this is about taking a leap of faith that may seem risky. It seems like there's a lot at stake, and you know what? There very well may be. But this is coming out because Spirit's saying it's time for a new beginning. It's time for a fresh start. Maybe it is time to take a risk, you know, but it could be scary. So I understand where you're coming from, but you may be thinking about the past a little bit too much, and it's really impacting your ability to move forward. 1 second, guys. That was a lot of cards. I did not want that. Okay, that's all of them. So, okay, this is a little bit challenging here. Okay, look at this. We have the 8 of Cups coming out. Okay, so walking away from something, you know, walking away from something you put in a really solid effort into. Okay, the 8 of Cups is about you gave it your best. You know, you were reaching for the 9 of Cups, which is like emotional satisfaction, you know, and you reached for the 9 and it just wasn't working out. You started to feel like you're beating your head against a wall, or things were not moving forward. And so you had to abandon the situation and walk away. This could be a number of things: relationship, job, family, etc., place you were living, you know? So this is kind of the beginning of this little moment here, this journey, right? Next, you have the Ace of Swords coming out in reverse. Okay. A little bit of confusion, not being able to see things clearly. Okay. The Ace of Swords is all about, you know, truth, you know, seeing the truth. This is about a universal truth, something, you know, being revealed, right? So this is about having a little bit of cloudiness, maybe having a hard time seeing things clearly, okay? Because oftentimes when we're in a place of heartache, heartbreak, or, you know, major changes, or we may had to make a difficult decision, we can feel like, well, what now? You know what I mean? It's hard for us to see things clearly when we're in a sort of emotional turbulence. Okay, that's the word. So next we have the Page of Wands coming out in reverse. So this is also saying that, you know, starting something new, it's like you're almost like you're starting something new with a lack of confidence. You know, you're starting something new with a little bit of uncertainty because you can't see the way forward. So you're kind of like stepping out, but you're stepping out with a little bit of hesitance, right? Or it's almost like you're stepping out, but you're still kind of guarded, or, you know, you're just not feeling very optimistic. Okay. And that can happen. This is natural, like a natural, like process. I feel like when you have emotional turbulence, it's hard to be confident. Okay. And then again, we have the Queen of Wands coming out in reverse. This is 100% about a lack of confidence. Okay. So this is like your confidence has been shaken because something didn't work out. You had to walk away from it. Again, we had this energy of thinking about the past, nostalgia. Okay. But it's a little bit of emotional masturbation. Again, I don't like that term, and I don't understand why it's coming to me that way, but it's a little bit like you're kind of stoking the fire of your own misery. You're kind of cultivating a little bit of misery here. And I think that it may be hard to face that because, yes, on one hand, what happened wasn't cool. It wasn't fair. Whatever you went through could have been tragic, could have been traumatic, you know, but it's almost like I think the energy here is like it's time for you to let it go and leave it behind. And it doesn't serve you anymore to think about it. You know what I mean? It really doesn't. And if you need to process, definitely still process, you know, see a counselor, talk to your friends and family, people you love, care about, you know, who care about you and will give you good advice, you know, or help you work through whatever you're still thinking about. But I don't think that it is benefiting you at all. In fact, I think it's actually hindering you. I think it may be impacting your confidence because you're just thinking about all the things that didn't work out. You're thinking about how, you know, you put in your all and, you know, people didn't appreciate you, or you were, you know, abandoned or left out in the cold or rejected or whatever. It's not helping you to continue thinking about it. It's time to let it go. I know I'm coming off way stronger than I usually do with this sort of reading, guys. Look at this, the Hierophant. This is crazy actually, because right as I picked up this card, it was like, because there's a little bit of firmness that I think is necessary here. The Hierophant is also about higher power, okay? So the Hierophant and the High Priestess, oftentimes, like, I think they kind of mirror each other, you know, and regardless of gender, of course, but like, I think they kind of mirror each other in that this is a little bit more of a masculine or like aggressive or like somewhat kind of more like a patriarchal type of energy, whereas the High Priestess is a little bit more like of the kind of like more feminine variety, which again, masculine and feminine are just words to describe energy. It doesn't necessarily just define gender, and I don't think it should. So, that's just my take on things. I try and be as gender neutral as I can, y'all, but sometimes the only word to describe the different like polarities of energy is masculine and feminine. Oftentimes those are just the words that we use, right? So anyway, I hope you understand what I'm saying, is that I think that there's a little bit of a masculine, a little bit more like forceful, a little bit like more firm. That's the type of energy that's coming through. But this is about knowledge, okay? So this is like passing on knowledge, all right? The Hierophant is still some level of authority and knowledge, whether or not it's a balanced energy or not, right? So we can talk about like toxic masculinity, et cetera, right? But that's not how it's coming across. It's coming across as like, look, you know what I mean? I've seen some shit, okay? This is like grandpa being like, look, kid, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to be mean and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I also want you to take your life seriously. And I want you to push yourself a little bit harder to be better for yourself, because I feel like you're really just wallowing a little bit here. And I think that there's a certain level of kind of aggression that comes from care. You know what I mean? Like it's called tough love. I should have just said that from the beginning. It's tough love. You know what I mean? That's the energy that's coming through, is there's a little bit of tough love needed, because I think otherwise you're just kind of lulled into this place of like, I'm just a baby. That's what it makes me think of. Yes, this is it. Okay. The Strength card coming out. Do you guys feel my vibe right now? Okay. This is about y'all need to step up a little bit here and be a little bit stronger, be a little bit tougher. Recognize that you have it within you to step up to the plate, that you can be disciplined, you can be successful, and you can be like consistent, okay? The Strength card is about taming the beast. So some of you guys are struggling with addiction, you can tame that beast, okay? You can release yourself from that devil energy, right? Okay, because that's what it represents. So you can do it. You have the strength within you. You can tame the beast, and you can also overcome any adversity that you have faced, especially past adversity that you're still healing from. I feel like this is a moment like, wow, guys, I'm getting this other message. So, okay, when someone is giving birth to a child, right? That when you're in the final stage, that final stretch of giving birth, it's like, you have to push through, right? Okay. And I know it's kind of a ridiculous analogy, but that's what's coming to me, is that you're in this stage now where you need to push. Okay. You need to buckle down and you need to fight. Okay. This is the energy. The energy for me is definitely masculine, or the word that we would use to describe this energy is masculine typically. The energy is, it's time for you to fight. It's time for you to push. It's time for you to buckle down, grind, hustle, whatever it is you have to do, boo. That's the energy. The energy is that you need to do this, and you can do this. You already are this. You just don't realize it yet. You just don't see it clearly because of what has happened in the past, right? With the walking away, creating confusion and the lack of clarity here. Because you know what? When people treat us less than what we're worth, it makes us question ourselves. And when we question our worth, then we don't step up to the plate like we would, okay? That's why validation is so important. That's why when you're raising children, you need to make sure that they know how worthy they are and what they deserve when it comes to the treatment and what they are capable of. And if you encourage people, I'm telling you, if you encourage your friends, if you encourage your family, you encourage the people you love, if you encourage strangers, you're doing so much more for them than you even realize, because you're giving them more evidence to like fuel the belief that they are capable, that it is possible for them to achieve their dreams, and that it's possible for them to be somebody that they can be proud of. You know what I mean? And we're all capable of that, guys. And like, I feel like the strength that's coming through me right now is for you guys. And this is really like, I feel like this tough love is really about like, almost like waking you up. This is like when someone is like going through this like tailspin and this downward spiral, and all of a sudden someone's like, snap out of it. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, holy shit, thanks. Like, I was really going down a rabbit hole there. Yes, because we need to remind one another of this, and we need to remind ourselves. So this is like a snap out of it type of energy. If you've been fucking off on any level in your life right now and you feel like you could be doing more or you could be doing better, now is the time for you to dig deep and find that within yourself. If you're in the final stretch of something, you're about to graduate, you're about to, like finish some project. You're about to like, say you're like training for something and you're in the last stages of this training for this event. You know what I mean? If you're like you have fitness goals or like whatever it is, guys, like now is the time to dig deep. Now is the time to push. This is now the time to like fight and get your fucking spark back, get your confidence back, because I just feel like the lack of confidence here is like, it's almost ridiculous because of how worthy you are, because of what you're capable of. The lack of confidence is literally coming from the past. It's coming from what other people have told you, from how other people have treated you, but it has nothing to do with who you actually are. It's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's totally a lie that you're telling yourself. It's a lie that other people told you. You know what I mean? It was because of misconceptions. Either they didn't see you for how you're, like what you're really truly worth, or they did and they treated you like crap anyway, because of jealousy or because of insecurity or whatever the fuck the reason was, guys. This is who you really are. You're so capable. You are so abundant. You deserve everything that you could even dream of. And I know it sounds dumb, entitled, selfish, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's the truth. We're all deserving of life. We're all deserving of happiness. We're all deserving of luxury, as long as it's not at the expense of others, which unfortunately in our current system it is, but whatever, that's a whole nother can of worms. But you get what I'm saying, guys. Please, please, please remember who you are. Please dig deep and find that strength within, find that wellspring of abundance within you, that abundance of motivation, of love for yourself, love for others, that passion that you have within you for your goals, the things that you want to accomplish, guys. It's not a coincidence, it's not a mistake that you have this passion within you. It's meant to be. And the only thing that you need to do is keep showing up for it. Keep working, keep fighting, keep pushing. And I feel like you're going to break on through to the other side. Like, that's what I'm feeling really strongly for you guys. You're so close now. So I feel like this is the final stretch. You're moving towards your goals. You're moving towards the finish line. And I feel like it's time to push. It's time to work hard. And it's time for you to not give up on yourself. I'm telling you, this is the focal point of the whole reading right here. Seriously, regardless of gender, guys, this is you, So see yourself that way. Try and clear up this confusion from the past and just move forward like swiftly and with like a vengeance is what I just heard, move forward, like channel that aggression. If you have aggression, channel it. I'm telling you, like, no more staying stuck. Look at this. Look, this is where you've been, guys. This is like breaks my heart because it's like stuck, afraid to move forward, not emotionally happy or fulfilled or satisfied. You know what I mean? Like, you have been stuck and it's time to push. It's time to fight because of past relationships that didn't work out. You know what I mean? So now you're sitting here reminiscing and ruminating and it's keeping you stuck. No one can get to you up here, guys. If you want love, how the hell is someone going to get to you? You're surrounded by swords and briar patches on a cliffside. You know what I mean? Like crying. Like, how is anybody going to get to you, guys? Okay? Let go of the past. Whatever didn't work out, it wasn't supposed to work out, guys. I know it's hard and I'm giving you a lot of tough love right now, but it's because I love you. Tough love is still love, guys. So this is what I'm saying. You just keep working, keep moving towards your goals. Don't give up. You know what I mean? It's time. It's time. You know what I mean? So push, dig deep, fight. Don't give up and don't give up on love either. Look at this, justice. You're going to get your divine justice. I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly. You're going to get your divine justice and all of this shit is going to work out. I think you're going to be really shocked and surprised, honestly, but you shouldn't be. Okay? You shouldn't be surprised that you get everything that you deserve because you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I love you guys. Thanks so much for being here. I hope that this reading, resonated with you. If it did, please do hit the like button, drop me a comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I go live. I'm going to be going live a lot more often pretty soon, y'all, where I do answer your questions live in the chat. So you can come and join me for that. Also, again, check out my other socials. I do smaller, shorter readings on TikTok. I'm also on Instagram. That's where you'll reach me for a personal reading. And you can also check out all my other socials in my link tree because I do a bunch of other stuff besides tarot. So you can go check out those other projects. And yeah, so anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for being here and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting the like button, dropping me a comment, subscribing if you're not subscribed, and hitting that notification bell.
Thanks so much, and we'll see you again in the next one. Bye.